The day Metro stuck a massive, great big hoarding on the southern motorway which said, "Love your city," was for me a sort of an announcement of the fact that we've gone from 7 or 8 councils where each of us were focused in our own boondocks to a united city where Aucklanders once were never acknowledged they even came from Auckland and were very happy to be called Jaffas, to a point, again, just over this last 6 or 7 years where Aucklanders are very, very happy to say, "I love this place," and go out and be proudly promoting it like that way. And the second thing about mindset change, so the first one was the sense of love and passion for the city and not being afraid to speak that. And the second issue was that we got our mojo back. So going back to that point that I was making about the City Rail Tunnel, that we can do it, we can achieve it. Whatever the challenge is, we are capable of succeeding and rising to that challenge. When we launched the electric trains, I was walking through the mid-carriage where there is a space for mums and dads to bring their prams on their children, and there's also a space for mobility. But anyhow, this young lady was sitting there and I came through, she says, "Well done, Len, what's next?" Here we are, we'd struggled to get electric trains on for 95 years, same argument as CRL. And her first question was, "Good job, but tell us what's next." And so Auckland is very much having gone through a mindset change of, "Oh, we've got to stop this, we've got to stop that, we can't do this, we're going to get rid of the V8s, we're going to chop the tree off One Tree Hill," all of these things that seem to hold us back were about our inability to agree on everything or anything. We are now a city that is susceptible to change, and we want it.
In terms of the overarching vision for Auckland, you've often talked about the importance of laying the right foundations. With that in mind, what still needs to be done?
Oh, so much. I mean, a lot of it is around transportation, and one of the things that we tried to get more progress on was light rail. If I ever wanted to wind up Auckland, and particularly the elderly of Auckland, I'd talk about the day we got rid of our trams. And the need for us to put light rail in to complement and deal with the fact that we now suffer bus congestion in our isthmus area will be absolutely one of the next critical game changers for Auckland. So I think we will get that in. One of the things that we've never talked much about, but of course the waste stream is an extraordinary challenge. We take to landfill about 1 million tonnes of rubbish a year. And that, of course, doesn't assist us in our low carbon discharge strategy and policy. I would like us to really look strongly at waste to energy, massive incinerators that deal with your entire waste stream, including human waste. And so to take that type of technology and to be able to put that in place into the years ahead, I think would be an extraordinary thing for us to do. In the environmental space, and that is to some extent the environmental space, but secondly, I've talked a little bit about what we're doing with daylighting, but the vision of the blue pathways from the Maunga to the Moana, from the mountaintops to our harbours, our waterways, mostly of which we buried and turned into culverts and turned our backs on them. And these are our most beautiful jewels. The beautiful natural waterways that run through our city, they're not rivers, they're creeks, but they are the lifeblood of our community and are the harbinger of our natural harbours in terms of them being healthy lungs for our city. And we've got 3 beautiful harbours that we tend to sediment up because we don't manage those blue pathways. And so if there was one work that we've yet to do in turning back the ravages of time, it is to really manage those beautiful blue pathways off our maunga, which are now been co-managed in a unique way with Māori and the people of Auckland. And from there to our harbours. That is a vision that is yet to be realised. We've made some progress on it, but it's work to be done.
Looking back on the first 6 years of the new Auckland and the first 2 terms of the council that governs what is certainly the biggest local government authority in Australasia, can you say unequivocally that the experiment has been a success?
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely, and very proud of the fact that having basically put in place the amalgamation in a fairly seamless way in the end, and to finish that process with a unanimous vote for a transformational plan, the unitary plan, really was a cream on the cake for us all. And so that the structural process has been seamless, but to watch Auckland gear up and be by and large in support of the key focuses we've got around events and how we've become supportive of events, of our diversity, the fact that we now do a pride parade, whereas before we came together we were very deliberate in the fact that we wouldn't do it and wouldn't put any money there, and continued gay bashing. I mean, we have on a range of fronts across our community, across our economy, across our society and environment, Auckland is seen very clearly in quite a short space of time the benefits of having one leader, one council, one vision, one plan and one budget. And I think the government took a while to get used to it. And we're a little bit worried about their enfant terrible going AWOL on them. But having, I think, found ourselves developing a sense of trust and of faith in the direction and in the leadership, you know, the hope that New Zealand would be able to find a great conduit to Auckland, and that Auckland would find its mojo again and really start contributing positively, not just in the economic sense, but in a social sense to the future of our nation. It has been well worth the pain.